Our boy is sitting alone in a dimly lit room, in the corner, on a chair in front of a study table, holding his phone. On one side of that study table, a birthday cake and some medicine are placed. On his phone, countless happy birthday greeting messages keep popping up. Then, as our boy cuts the cake and takes the first bite, words slip from his mouth, tastes awful. He angrily throws the spoon in his hand into the dustbin and starts thinking, this crappy cake cost me 29 yuan, would have been better spent on gacha. After that, he scrolls through posts on his phone while thinking, I just wish someone would care about me. When I'm sick, just a simple greeting would do. Thinking that, he leans back on his chair. But because of the fever, his head grows heavier and starts spinning. My head's so dizzy from the fever. As he begins to fall backward from the chair, even in that moment he keeps thinking, such a simple wish, even God won't help me fulfill it. Moments later, as he slowly loses consciousness, he hears the sound of someone running and calling for help. Hearing that, he wonders, what's that sound? Is something chasing him? Then he notices a monster is chasing the man. Suddenly, the monster opens its enormous jaws to devour him. Seeing that terrifying scene, he shouts in fear, holy crap! What the hell is that thing? At that moment, he also sees a woman nearby. But right then, the sky shatters open with a void, and from that shattered void emerges another gigantic monster, once again trying to swallow the boy. But just before the monster strikes him, a crimson void suddenly opens, pulling the monster completely inside it. After witnessing all this, our boy realizes he has somehow ended up inside another person's body. Looking at the monster disappearing into the void, he mutters to himself, did I transmigrate? At that moment, a girl slowly walks up behind him and calls out his name, Jiang Xiaopai. Hearing his name, he immediately turns around and sees a girl standing there angrily behind him. That girl then slaps Jiang Xiao hard across the head and yells, running around recklessly in interdimensional space, you brat, do you have a death wish? The slap sends Jiang Xiao flying away. After taking that hit, his head keeps ringing, and then his memories slowly begin to return. My name is Jiang Xiao. Just like those cliché storylines. Panicking, he blurts out, where am I? Yeah, I've transmigrated. This world is called the Star Martial Continent. The biggest difference from the ordinary world is the existence of what's known as interdimensional gates. These gates connect to bizarre dimensions filled with all kinds of fantastical creatures. And along with them comes a mysterious power called Star Force. A very few lucky ones gain the ability to perceive Star Force, becoming awakeners who possess star charts. An awakener's talent ceiling is measured by the number of star slots in their chart. The more slots, the greater their potential. Then Jiang Xiao begins checking his arms and legs. After examining himself, he thinks, the body I'm in now belongs to Jiang Xiaopai. He's also an awakener, but with extremely poor aptitude, with only 9 star slots in his star chart. At that moment, the girl calls out to Jiang Xiaopai, how long are you going to sit in the snow? Still stunned by everything that has just happened, Jiang Xiao looks at her in surprise and replies Han. Jiang Shui? As he stares at the girl, he realizes she's the one who smacked me into this world, the original owner's half-sister. With 30 star slots. Calling her a heaven's chosen wouldn't be an exaggeration. Then, Jiang Shui helps Jiang Xiao stand up, brushing off the snow clinging to his body. Because of the biting cold, he mutters, snow, so cold. Just then, another girl comes running toward them. Spotting the two, she shouts, ah! Finally found you too. Shui, are you okay? Without even glancing at Jiang Xiao, the girl rushes straight to his sister, checking her anxiously. With excitement and worry in her voice, she says, you're not hurt, are you? That scared me to death just now. You ran so fast, you didn't even wait for me. Looking at her, Jiang Xiao recalls, according to my memories, she's Han Jiangshui's best friend, Xia Yan. Also exceptionally talented, with 28 star slots. After checking Jiang Zhao's sister, Xia Yan finally turns her eyes toward him. She calls out, little Pai, and then slowly approaches him. When she stands before him, her expression darkens as she scolds, Do you know how dangerous it is to run around in interdimensional space? One careless move and you'll be dead, you know. Frightened by Xia Yan's tone, Jiang Shao nervously mutters, as sorry. Then Xia Yan smiles, gently patting Jiang Zhao's head as she says, good that you know you're wrong. You have no idea how worried Shui Shui was when she saw you running around. I've never seen her so anxious before. Don't do this again. Jiang Shao quickly replies, got it, I won't run around anymore. After that, Xia Yan runs back over to Jiang Zhao's sister. Meanwhile, Jiang Shao starts thinking again. Han Jiangxue had brought the original owner here to train before school started, specifically because he had grown arrogant and lazy after awakening. But during a monster hunt, she lost sight of him for a moment, and he panicked, running aimlessly. Fortunately, Han Jiangxue arrived in time, otherwise the original owner would probably already be in those two monsters' stomachs. Suddenly, Jiang Shao remembers, wait, Han Jiangxue only killed one of them earlier, right? At that very moment, the monster is hiding deep in the forest, watching them closely. Then it suddenly charges forward, rushing straight at them to attack. As Jiang Shao notices this, he panics heavily and screams in his mind, holy crap! Immediately, he tries to run away, but the monster chases after him again. Terrified, Jiang Shao shouts out loud to everyone, watch out! Right then, Jiang Zhao's sister grabs him firmly under her arm and pulls him out of danger. Because of the way she carries him, her chest presses against Jiang Zhao's cheek, making his face turn red with embarrassment. But right at that moment, Jiang Zhao's sister unleashes the Desolate Wind technique, striking fiercely at the monster. At the same time, Jiang Shao calls out to Xia Yan by name and signals to her. Xia Yan flashes a confident smile and replies, got it. She then activates her coiling flame technique, wrapping her sword in burning flame. As the monster charges at her, she swings her blazing blade down with force and shouts, take this. The monster blocks the strike with its massive claw, then with a violent force hurls both the sword and Xia Yan far away. Xia Yan steadies herself, landing at a distance. With a hint of amusement, she says, oh my, pretty thick skin, must be high level. Then, staring directly at the monster, she declares, but you're just a lone snow Qilin, and you dare act tough with me? With those words, she raises her flaming blade once more and charges at the monster. Her sword arcs through the air in a swift strike, slicing toward her foe. Xia Yan finishes off the monster in an instant. On the other side, Jiang Shao, trapped tightly under his sister's armpit hold, looks at Xia Yan taking down the monster and starts thinking, 2 moves to take down the monster, this is the power of an awakener. Then Xia Yan fixes her hair, turns to them with a bright smile, and says happily, that was amazing, Shui Shui. Our teamwork is absolutely flawless. But when Xia Yan looks at Jiang Shao and his sister and sees their odd situation, she is stunned for a moment, and quickly runs toward them. Reaching them, she starts pulling the two apart while saying, what's with this sibling bonding moment you two are having? Let go quickly. After that, Xia Yan grabs Jiang Shui by the hand and starts dragging her toward the monster, saying, the smell of blood will attract other white ghosts. Let's harvest the star beads and retreat. Hearing the word star beads, Jiang Shao suddenly recalls the original owner's memories. Star beads are found inside interdimensional creatures and contain the abilities those creatures possess. By absorbing them, awakeners have a chance to obtain the star techniques stored within. So those are the skills they use during combat. At that moment, Xia Yan calls out to him, come here, little academic failure. Jiang Shao looks over and sees Xia Yan sitting beside the monster, beginning to cut it open. She says to him, to prevent you from failing the basics exam again and making Shui angry, let me teach you how to check whether these creatures have produced star beads. Xia Yan then pulls out a star bead from inside the monster, holds it in her hand, and says, no matter what form the interdimensional creature takes, their star beads only exist in one place. Jiang Shao, nervous and hesitant, finally answers, the brain? Hearing that, Xia Yan happily replies, correct. Maybe you're not so hopeless after all. Then she takes out a knife and says to Jiang Shao, snow Qilin skulls are very hard. You need sharp tools to extract star beads. She raises the knife high above her head and continues, find the right angle. With those words, she forcefully drives the knife into the monster's skull. As the blade pierces through, a fountain of blood sprays out, and she adds, "And forcefully break it open." After saying this, she splits open the monster's head. Reaching inside with her hand, she begins checking carefully: cerebrum, cerebellum, brain stem. But after searching, she sighs in disappointment. This snow Qilin doesn't have a star bead. How unlucky. Right after, she thrusts the knife toward Jiang Shao and says, "Xiao Pai, go practice on the other one." Jiang Shao frantically waves his hands, desperately refusing. But eventually, he takes the knife, preparing to cut into the monster while thinking, "I lived to 25 without even killing a fish, and now you want me to dig out brains directly? But this world is dangerous. I almost died the moment I got here. If I can't even handle this, I won't survive long." With those thoughts, he forces himself to cut into the monster. A short while later, as Jiang Shao dissects his first monster, he can't hold it in and starts vomiting. Jiang Shui quickly rubs his back to comfort him. Meanwhile, Xia Yin, still disappointed that neither monster contains a star bead, sighs and says, "Sigh, either Snow Qilin had a star bead." Then she looks at Jiang Shao and explains, "Star beads are rare to begin with, and obtaining a star technique from one is even harder. Some people spend their entire lives and never acquire a single star technique. So an awakener needs not just talent, but also luck." Hearing all this, Jiang Shao wipes his mouth with his hand and replies, "I understand." At that moment, Jiang Shui, worried about Jiang Shao Pai, speaks softly, "Are you okay, Shao Pai?" At the same time, she wonders, is it my imagination, or has Shao Pai suddenly become much more mature? Could it be the effect of that slap? Then she calls out to him again, "Shao Pai." She takes out a star bead and says, "You ran off while we were harvesting star beads earlier, so I didn't have time to give you this. This is a white ghost shaman star bead. Absorb it." Seeing the star bead, Shao Pai is stunned and says, "Wow, so this is a star bead." He slowly reaches out his hand to take it, while thinking, each star slot can hold only one star technique. With my star chart having only 9 star slots, I'm destined to obtain only 9 techniques in my life. The moment he takes the star bead, it begins to glow intensely. A powerful wave of cold and energy bursts out from it. In the blink of an eye, Shao Pai is pulled into another dimension. Looking around in shock, he thinks, "Where is this place?" At that instant, for the first time, a system panel pops up before him. Inner star chart vision, current star chart, 9 stars of the Big Dipper. Current star force, Stardust period, level -.2. Skill points available for upgrade. Star techniques. None. Inner star chart vision. Basic combat, bronze quality, level 1. Upgradable, description, most fundamental combat techniques, humanity's instinctive attack methods. Star force abundance, bronze quality, LV.1 upgradable. Description, increases host speed of condensing and recovering star force. Shao Pai keeps staring at the system panel in shock and thinks, inner star chart vision? Am I inside my own consciousness see right now? And this says current star chart. Does that mean I could have more than one? At that moment, the surroundings suddenly turn silent. Another system notification pops up, detecting White Ghost Shaman Star Bead. Quality bronze. Contains star techniques. Blessing, slowly recovers target's life force. Decoy, creates an illusion to confuse enemies. Merge and absorb? Yes or no? Seeing this, Shao Pai thinks in amazement, good heavens, this inner star chart vision even has an appraisal function? While others might never absorb a single star technique even after obtaining a star bead, I can merge 2 star techniques into a single star slot. 2 techniques in 1 slot. What kind of concept is this? Without hesitation, he commands the system, yes. The star bead shatters into fragments, and in the next instant, Shao Pai returns to reality. Jiang Shui immediately asks him, so, did you gain any star techniques? But just as Shao Pai is about to answer, Xia Yan runs up to Jiang Shui in a panic and exclaims, Shui, we have a situation. Startled, Shao Pai looks at her and asks, what's wrong? Jiang Shui quickly leads both of them away and says while moving, "There's a hunting squad heading in our direction." Meanwhile, several members of a hunting squad gather in one place. One of them reports to their captain, "Captain, these two snow chelant skulls have already been cut open. They're probably the prey of another exploration team." Another member immediately speaks up, "Didn't we just pass by a nearly wiped out small snow chelant clan earlier? Could it be the same team's doing?" Yet another member sighs and says, "I wonder if any of the white ghost shamans killed in that clan produced star beads. Such bad luck. No cubs found, and we barely harvested any white ghost shaman star beads. How are we going to explain this to the family head when we return?" At that moment, their captain steps forward and commands the squad, "Everyone stay alert and continue searching for white ghost shaman cubs. As for the white ghost shaman star beads, if we run into that team, we'll just take theirs." Saying this, they begin moving out. On the other side, Jiang Shui covers Xiao Pai's mouth as the three of them, she, Xiao Pai, and Xia Yan, hide quietly behind a large rock. Then, the hunting squad walks over to the corpse of another monster and starts inspecting it. After a while, their captain tells everyone, "Let's go, keep moving forward." The others respond immediately, "Yes, Captain." And with that, the hunting squad leaves the area. Once the squad is gone, Jiang Shui, Xiao Pai, and Xia Yan all let out a long sigh of relief and relax a little. Then Xiao Pai turns to Jiang Shui and Xia Yan and asks, "They want to steal white ghost shaman cubs and star beads. Why?" Xia Yan answers him, "Little academic failure, do you even know how rare white ghost shamans are? Compared to white ghosts, they're extremely scarce. In a white ghost clan, there is at most one shaman. Moreover, white ghost shaman star beads contain healing-type star techniques, and healing techniques are the rarest of all. A regular white ghost star bead sells for about 500 to 800. But a white ghost shaman star bead goes for over 200,000. Hearing that price, Xiao Pai's jaw drops open in shock as he blurts out, "That extreme?" From the side, Jiang Shui speaks up, "Remember, in interdimensional space, you must be careful not only of the creatures, but also of humans. Awakeners also have star beads. While you can't obtain star techniques from them, the star force stored in an awakener's star bead is far greater than what you get from most creatures." And after hearing all that, Xiao Pai panics completely and cries out, "What?" Fear rushes through him as he thinks, awakeners have star beads in their heads. Doesn't that mean there's always the risk of being maliciously killed? No wonder we had to hide earlier. What kind of hellish place do I transmigrate into? Either killed by monsters, or by other awakeners. At that moment, Jiang Shui gently pats Xiao Pai on the head and says, "Let's go. We should leave here first. It's getting dark, and Xia Yan and I are running low on star force. To be safe, we need to return to the supply point before nightfall." With those words, they begin moving away. As they walk, Jiang Shui glances at Xiao Pai and wonders, Xiao Pai hasn't been in good spirits since earlier. Is it because he couldn't obtain a star technique from the white ghost shaman's star bead? Then Jiang Shui tells him, "It's okay if you didn't get a star technique. Don't put too much pressure on yourself." Hearing this, Xiao Pai gives an awkward smile and is about to say, "Actually, I..." At the same time, he thinks, "I'm just stunned by how brutal this world is." But before he can finish his words, everyone suddenly halts. Right in front of them stands a group of white ghost monsters. The moment those creatures spot them, they charge forward to attack. After counting them, Xia Yan shouts in alarm, 16? Where did all these white ghosts come from?" Jiang Shui responds sharply, "White ghosts are solitary creatures. For so many to gather at once can mean only one thing." And Xia Yan finishes, "This clan has a white ghost shaman." And hearing all this, Xiao Pai exclaims in shock, "What happened to the rare elite monster? Aren't white ghost shamans supposed to be extremely rare?" Xia Yan answers firmly, "Yes, and normally, they don't organize large-scale attacks on humans. 1 or 2 would be manageable, but this many white ghosts attacking at once." Meanwhile, the monsters close in rapidly, ready to strike. Xia Yan draws his sword and activates his fire technique, flames bursting to life as he charges into the horde. The moment his technique ignites, he slashes into the white ghosts with blazing force. At the same time, Jiang Shui uses her desolate wind technique, capturing several white ghosts and finishing them off with the devastating power of Shattered Void. But then, one of the white ghosts slips past and lunges at Xiao Pai from behind. Jiang Shui notices in an instant and rushes between them, taking the blow meant for Xiao Pai. Han Jiangxue. Xiao Pai screams as a massive claw from the white ghost rips into her back, sending her body flying. She crashes to the ground, rolling across the battlefield. Seeing this, Xia Yin cries out desperately, "Shui Shui!" Xiao Pai stares in horror. Jiang Shui lies bleeding on the ground. His voice trembles as he shouts again and again, "Han Jiang Shui! Han Jiang Shui!" Then, all at once, it hits him. That's right. The star technique I just obtained. Without hesitation, Xiao Pai activates his newly awakened blessing technique. The moment he does, a surge of radiant star force envelopes Jiang Shui. Slowly, her wounds begin to heal. Inside, Jiang Shui feels a strange sensation and thinks, this is such a strange feeling, as if I'm immersed in a vast ocean of star force. My body feels light, floating. Her wound on the back begins closing rapidly, the pain turning into a ticklish itch. Pressing her chest, she thinks, my whole body feels warm, like I'm soaking in a hot spring. Her face flushes crimson like that of a shy girl, and then, suddenly, her consciousness returns. Her eyes flutter open, and she looks up. But on the other side, Xiao Pai holds Jiang Shui in his arms, staring at her flushed expression and thinking, what's she doing? Not far away, a white ghost stands watching them intently. In the next instant, it rushes forward with a group of its kin, charging straight at Xiao Pai and Jiang Shui. At that very moment, Jiang Shui regains full consciousness. Lightning flickers in her eyes as she rises to her feet, stepping in front of Xiao Pai to shield him. Xiao Pai suddenly notices something behind her and shouts in shock, this is... Behind Jiang Shui, a blazing flame emblem appears. Seeing this, Xiao Pai cries out in astonishment, Han Jiangshue's star chart. Jiang Shui thrusts her hand forward, and a massive crimson void tears open before them. In an instant, the rushing monsters are dragged into its fiery depths. The moment they vanish inside, she closes the void, and it dissolves silently into nothingness. As the void fades away and the white ghosts are annihilated, a system notification rings out. White ghost first kill, skill point +1. Xiao Pai stares wide-eyed at the glowing prompt, stunned. Skill point? Meanwhile, Xia Yan comes running up, relief flooding his face as he shouts, Shui Shui. Thank goodness you're okay. But Jiang Shui turns sharply toward him, flames gathering in her hand, and snaps, focus on the enemy. Then Jiang Shui thrusts forward the flame in her hand, and the small spark suddenly swells into a massive explosive flame. The inferno engulfs the white ghosts, burning through their ranks mercilessly. One of them, set ablaze, collapses onto the snow and rolls desperately to douse the searing fire. Seizing the moment, Jiang Shui shouts to Xia Yan, our star power won't last much longer. We must end this quickly, kill the white ghost shaman first. Meanwhile, behind the horde, the white ghost shaman stands tall, barking out orders to its kin. At its command, the white ghosts surge forward to attack. Then, with a sinister gesture, the shaman begins buffing its army. Strange runes flare across the white ghosts' backs, glowing with a sickly green light as their wounds knit closed in an instant. Seeing this, Xiao Pai cries out in alarm, the white ghost shaman is healing them. This won't work, we'll be dragged down and worn out. In desperation, he turns toward Jiang Shui and yells, Han Jiangxue. Wild wind! Use wild wind to send me into the sky. Hearing his call, Jiang Shui activates wild wind. Fierce gales surge to life around her, sweeping Xiao Pai upward into the sky. Carried by the roaring winds, Xiao Pai floats higher, scanning the battlefield below in a frantic rush. His eyes dart left and right as he shouts, where is it? Where is that guy? And within moments, Xiao Pai spots the white ghost shaman and shouts, over there. The shaman hides behind two white ghosts, using them as its shield. Locking onto the target, Xiao Pai yells to Jiang Shui, 200 meters southwest. She immediately responds, breakthrough. 200 meters southwest, got it. With that, she dashes straight in that direction. Xiao Pai drops back to the ground and races after her, while Xia Yan continues cutting down white ghosts one by one with precise strikes. Then Xia Yan raises his sword high, activating his technique. His blade arcs in a massive swing, energy surging forward and slicing through the white ghosts blocking the path. The enemies collapse instantly, but as they do, he realizes something is wrong. His eyes widen as he shouts, "It's a decoy!" At the same time, Xiao Pai rushes ahead, his voice ringing out, "The real one is on me." The white ghost shaman steps forward, grinning wickedly as Xiao Pai charges in alone. With a wave of its hand, it orders the two guards at its side to attack him. The pair of white ghosts sprint toward Xiao Pai with murderous intent. Seeing this, both Jiang Shui and Xia Yan panic, crying out his name in alarm. One of the white ghosts swings its massive claw with brutal force, aiming straight for Xiao Pai. Xiao Pai throws his hands up, bracing himself as he desperately tries to block the deadly strike.